so Trump put out this tweet about Russia. And now that I know you made the video you made and I made the video I made, I think we both saw this as the same thing. Like, the war is over. Like, Trump said, based on the fact that Russia is absolutely pounding Ukraine on the battlefield right now, I'm strongly considering large-scale banking sanctions and tariffs on Russia until a ceasefire and final settlement agreement on peace is reached. To Ukraine and Russia, get to the table right now before it's too late. Thank you. Like, this is it. Like, Trump's going to keep ratcheting up the pressure to the moon, and he's going to keep doing it. Like, look at all the changes he's made in the last day. Like, he told basically Ukraine, he gave Ukraine the what's for. He told Russia that he moved troops. He announced now that he's moving troops. Like, he is. I think Trump is done waiting. Like, he's done. Done all completely with this nonsense.
Well, I think he understands now by pulling the military aid from Ukraine, by not even giving them energy infrastructure, by cutting off the intelligence, that he puts the Ukrainians in a very tough position. And he now kind of understands he has to also put the Russians in a tough position in order to have them both come to the negotiation table. But I think the bare minimum that we could kind of expect here, that I think is going to happen, is a ceasefire, where at least they stop firing.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean the ceasefire will hold. There's still potential of the ceasefire not working if the peace deal and the negotiations break down. But at least when we have a ceasefire, we're going to have an end to it. And I think a lot of the soldiers, a lot of the people on the front lines are finally going to be able to relax, are finally going to breathe. And I think they're going to realize this is a ridiculous situation. And there's going to be enough political pressure from the Russians and the Ukrainians saying enough is enough. Stop this. We don't want to fight anymore. This is ridiculous. Only people have to be kind of hoodwinked into this larger kind of notion of taking your fellow neighbor's life. And that's exactly what's happening here. A lot of these people were related to each other. A lot of these people are from the same kind of bloodline. And to be kind of convinced and lied to that you have to go take their lives is a very hard, convincing case to make here, especially once you have the ceasefire. So I think once the ceasefire happens, peace is inevitable. It still is going to be a small percentage of it kind of sparking up again and it getting wild and crazy again. But hopefully that doesn't happen. And I think right now there might be some holdouts from the Russians today, and that's why Trump is declaring the major declarations that he is, threatening economic sanctions, threatening to pull troops from Germany and put them and redeploy them in Hungary, and to do it with 35,000 of them, adding maximum pressure to the Ruskies, saying, okay, guys, listen, you don't get to pick and choose here. We're just going to stop this, and then we're going to figure out all the little small details. I think that's what Trump is thinking here, and I think that's his larger kind of prerogative with these major moves here.
Yeah, I think I believe there'll be a ceasefire before Monday. There's a meeting in Saudi Arabia with everybody on Monday, which is where I believe the deal will get done. I don't think that's like, we're not prognosticating something crazy. That's what all signs are pointing to. Now, I believe that Trump may not be happy yet with that. He may say, no, I want a ceasefire in place first, which is why he's, continuing to apply pressure. I think. I don't know. I haven't checked my ham radio, because you can tune in on the ham radio and hear like kind of what's going on.
Yeah. Who do you listen to there? Like, is there like just random scuttlebutt, or is it like military people?
There's random scuttlebutt, and I can't say. Like, I'll just put it this way: on the ham radio, you can tune in to whoever you want, even if you're not supposed to tune into them. So you can hear a lot of stuff, and I'm curious to see if we get, if the fighting has chilled even now versus where it was last night. Because Vladimir Putin is...
it hasn't. It kind of ratcheted up. And if you look at the Ukrainian war map, the Ukrainians no longer have intel inside of Russia. So their larger Kursk offensive is being surrounded right now, and they're losing a significant portion of troops that are looking like they have nowhere to escape to right now. So this is why I think Trump is making the maneuvers he is now, as the Russians are on the offensive. They launched a big offensive inside of the Donbass region. They're launching another offensive in the Kursk region inside of their own country. And the Ukrainians are finding out we have no intel inside of Russia anymore, and they can't use their long-range missile systems to attack Russia anymore because of.
You mean our long-range missile systems, Luke?
Yes. Yeah.
I think you could have a situation where we might bring on Anton here in a minute. He's from South Africa, and I think
that'd be great. It'll be cool to hear from Anton to have him describe the situation there.
I think it's worth skipping that last segment to hear from somebody who, is from there and is, and will have an actual insight there. I think that, so maybe that extra pressure will bring Zelensky to the table faster. One hopes, because I think for a while now, everybody's known but been afraid to say that. I mean, Ukraine isn't going to win this war. Putin knew that, it's not like Putin's getting off scot-free. He's still taking heavy losses, But I think we're going to see a ceasefire at minimum in place by Monday with a strong framework for peace. And I just don't think that Zelensky's going to have a tantrum this time. That's my opinion. I mean, what do you think that like Putin's going to get some land? We know that, right?
Well, it's going to be a very tough negotiation. You want to make sure both sides lose something, both sides win something. You want to make sure that they both have something that they could go to their people with and be like, look at what I was able to get you guys. So that's the larger conundrum that they're facing right now. It's like, how do we get both of these guys to concede? That's the issue. That's the problem. It's not an easy situation to deal with. There's a lot of other countries involved. There's a lot of other deals involved. There's a lot of other things that could be kind of implemented here. And we want to make sure that this peace is made so it continues and it doesn't just get obliterated in a year now or 2 years from now.
Right.
Or when
that's
the next
why the mineral
administration
thing
comes
is.
in. Yeah.
That's why the mineral thing's so important.
Yeah.